And that's how your review on the Lego Movie 2 would lead to Mount Vesuvius erupting again. No, that makes no sense. How are my YouTube reviews connected to the Russian Mafia? During the Great Blackout of 2029, we've been over this. Remember, this was after Elon Musk's accident that made him crazy. Okay, but I have zero experience fighting Daleks, and haven't you noticed I don't have any arms? Well, I guess I'll do the actually defeating the Daleks, and you will just stay here in case I need you. Got that? Good. You do everything, and I do a review on the show you're based on. I'm actually becoming a fan of this setup. This is probably the only show in the saga that is recognizable to everyone, and I mean everyone in the UK, as Doctor Who has gotten so large and popular, it's practically become a British institution at this point. I don't even need to explain the show's plot stuff. This is the Awesome TV SAGA Episode 3 on Doctor Who. One of the show's defining qualities is the fact that the main character can get recasted every few years, and the show cleverly works around this by the process of his regeneration ability. This came about when the first actor to play the Doctor, William Hartnell, got ill, so the showrunners decided to allow this character to change faces, and since then 15 actors have played the iconic character, as well as other actors playing the character in non-canon storylines, such as The Curse of Fatal Death. The official actors are William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, John Hurt, David Bradley, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker. New Who refers to the revival of the show starting in 2005 with Doctor Number 9. However, Chris Eccleston left after one season and was last seen stealing magical wine from Norse gods. David Tennant then came in and stole the role. And I mean, he stole it. He gave a flair that's so uniquely unique, it's become the most iconic portrayal of the character. Unless you grew up with Tom Baker, but I'll let the boomers and the zoomers argue about that. In 2010, David Tennant sadly left the show, and the role went to Matt Smith, who came into the scene bringing a new young energy to the show without letting go of the intelligence side that the Doctor is well known for. Striking a balance between his quirky side and his intelligent side. However, that is not to last, but that comes later. In 2013, we said goodbye to Matt and said, "Oh, hello there!" And this is where the show began its slow decline, in my opinion, as Peter acts less like the Doctor and more like your dad in his midlife crisis. He even showed an arrogant side that seemed out of place for the Doctor Who. But this is where the show began to get controversial. Doctor Who is a show filled with a ton of memorable moments. However, when dealing with a show that is 861 episodes in total, split into 38 seasons and 2 movies, it's impossible to mention everything. Some of the best episodes of Doctor Who include The Lodger. Matt Smith and James Corden were a great pair, and the plot's good too. The Waters of Mars, back when David Tennant was the Doctor. I remember this creeping me out as a kid. Amy's Choice was an eerie one, introducing us to the Dream Lord, which was a brilliant concept. The big Pandorica crossover episode was tense and unexpected. The Human Nature and Family of Blood were 2 great Tennant episodes. Also, his last episodes were really top quality, and anything with the Daleks would automatically get my attention anyway. However, the best of Doctor Who, in my opinion, has got to be the movie Day of the Doctor, featuring the crossover of David Tennant, Matt Smith, and John Hurt playing different versions of the Doctor. Sorry, Christoph. It's Christopher. I was such a big fan of Doctor Who that I went to the cinema to watch this movie. This was the most ambitious crossover event in cinematic history, so I wanted to watch it on the big screen. I said those exact words when Endgame came out, so don't worry everyone. Hey Awesome, what was your last review of 2019? It's Shazam, and why are you Capaldi all of a sudden? Oh, I regenerated. This fight is taking a lot of energy out of me. Oh yeah, 'cause that's a thing you can do. Oh no, the silence are coming. Got to go. Silence too? What's going on over there? Okay, don't answer. Well, we get to the bad parts now, and let's start with the difference between Davis and Moffat. Davis being the showrunner of the Chris and Tennant seasons, while Moffat was the showrunner of the Matt and Capaldi seasons. While Davis knew how to write the Doctor as a kind, quirky, and lovable character with depth, this depth was the mystery behind the Doctor's past, displayed in early episodes greatly when Rose was asking him, well, what happened to his home planet and stuff. And over the series, we got more answers into this. And we were showed a deeply troubled soul who was still going out of his way to save other people. That's who the Doctor is. That's writing. Moffat did do this to an extent by bringing up the fact that the Doctor has a name. However, that was completely dropped after Matt Smith left the show. So, I mean, what happened there? You were supposed to be building up to something and then you just completely forgot about it. And then later into Moffat's time as the showrunner, the show began to get political. And these problems just got even worse with the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. I watched her first episode, and I found myself completely disinterested in the narrative. A Doctor's first episode is supposed to convince me that this actor can portray the Doctor, and Jodie didn't prove that to me. She was quirky and was pretty. That's it. She just didn't have any intelligent side that the Doctor had in other iterations. Also, the story was just written badly, and it only got worse from there. Doctor Who is a unique show that has found an audience with millions of people in the UK and abroad.
Seriously, am I the only one who knows the extremely popular BBC science fiction show about the time-traveling doctor who saves civilizations?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Doctor Who, yes?
But to me, this show is special. It has the opportunity to tell a huge range of stories and themes. The best episodes that I mentioned are examples, and there are even more episodes that are capable of capturing people's hearts. I disagree with the direction that the show has been taking the past few years. It's much like Star Wars. There are always the older episodes and movies that I will always love. As long as we still have those, I'll do just fine. It's done. The day is saved at... Oh, you're regenerating now. Okay. Wait, shouldn't you have regenerated into Jodie Whittaker? Well, I was, but you can't do a woman's voice convincingly. Yeah, that's true. Well, now my job here is done. I guess I can send you home now. Oh, wait. What did you think of my Lego Movie 2 review? Well, it's self-aware, so that means it's funny. And now, I'm going to send you home, unless you want to join me on another adventure. Nope, I'd like to go home. There's a bunch of other reviews I need to do. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't the white background I call home. Why is this place familiar? Oh, I guess my next review will be K-On!